So our topic for today is about meeting number 5 already. Okay. So international strategic alliances. Our learning objectives compare joint ventures. Last meeting, I introduced joint ventures. Tonight, we will focus more on the joint venture, strategic alliance.
上次会议我介绍了合资企业，今晚我们将更加关注合资战略联盟。
Okay, so that is the first. Compare joint venture. Oh, so the last one. There. So compare joint ventures with other forms of strategic alliance. Next, define the benefit of strategic alliance. Describe the scope of strategic alliance. Review management forms. Of strategic alliance, review management forms in strategic alliance. And last but not the least, identify the limitation of strategic alliance. So first and foremost, for the international corporate cooperation. So what is it? It is a cooperation between international firms. Can take many forms, such as cross-licensing of proprietary technology, sharing of production facilities, co-funding of research projects, and marketing of products using distribution networks. So such forms of cooperation are known collectively as strategic alliances. Okay, so strategic alliances. Business arrangements whereby two or more okay, choose to cooperate for their mutual benefit. The partners in a strategic alliance may agree to pool either research and development activities,
研究与开发活动
marketing expertise, or managerial talent. So strategic alliances is all about cooperation and mutual benefit. It is important for all the parties involved to maintain this relationship.
对于所有相关方来说，保持这种和谐关系非常重要。
This is our focus for tonight. It is a special type of strategic alliance in which two or more firms join together to create a new business entity that is legally separate from its parent company. Okay? They are normally established as corporations and are owned by the founding parents in whatever proportions they negotiate. Although unequal ownership is common, there are many wholly owned equally owned by the founding firms. Now, as we already discussed in the previous topic, 在上一个主题中, we discussed exporting, licensing, franchising, and foreign direct investment, or FDI. Okay? However, in each of these alternatives, only one firm operates or acts alone or hires a second individual. 第一个人或公司, okay? to act on its behalf. 代表自己行使 Okay. The strategic alliance results from cooperation of 2 or more firms. Each participant in a strategic alliance is motivated to promote its own self-interest, 自己的利益还是自身利益 Okay. But has determined that cooperation is the best way to achieve its goals. So they can still work together despite their own self-interest. A joint venture as a separate legal entity, okay, must have its own set, okay, of managers and board of directors. 董事会 okay. So 比如说公司 A Alpha 公司 Beta merge, they did a joint venture 变成个公司 Alpha and Beta. So they have their own managers, 经理 okay. So and wait for company Alpha, and then 公司 B 有 separate management, okay, managers. So this one, they must have their own managers, Alpha and Beta, and also BOD or 董事会 Alpha Beta. So 他们的 managers and board of directors 不一样。
独立实体
So that is a joint venture. So there are 3 ways of managing a joint venture. So firms share management. So one half. So 比如说公司 Alpha, 公司 Beta, 那他们的管理 is half and half, 50%. And then on the other one, only one firm takes responsibility. They hire someone else. So 例如公司 A and 公司 Alpha, they get a new manager. Different management. That is the possible scenario. So now for the joint venture traits, you have the joint venture and the non-joint venture. You can see the purpose, the 目的, 范围, and the duration, 期间. Okay, so this one it has a broader purpose. So longer. There are many things to accomplish.
需要完成的许多事情。
Also, the scope is broader. 广泛, and the duration is long. 长. For the non-joint ventures, it might be for a one-time project or venture only, or without any agreements or contracts whatsoever.
仅适用于一次性项目或合资企业，或没有任何协议或合同。
It's possible for the non-joint ventures to have no JV. Because of that, the purpose and the scope, as you can see, is narrower and the duration is shorter. This is a huge contrast between the 2 different strategic alliance forms.
这是2种不同形式的战略联盟之间的巨大反差。
So what are the benefits of strategic alliances? First, it gives you ease of market entry. Second, it gives you both companies 两个公司，那 shared risk
风险共担，
knowledge and shared knowledge is shared as well as expertise. Okay, and 最后synergy and competitive advantage. So these are the benefits. So we'll discuss each of these. So for the first is ease of market entry. Okay, so when you do the strategic alliances, these are the benefits of doing so. First, you overcome entrenched competition. It's easier to have an alliance rather than compete on your own.
建立联盟比独自竞争更容易。
As we know, there is a proverb
谚语
that says, two is a company. Right? Also, your partner might help deal with the government regulations. It helps deal with the government regulations. And number three, it helps deal with the economies of scale. Okay, as mentioned a while ago, previously. So this is economies of scale.
规模经济是公司在生产变得高效时获得的成本优势。公司可以通过增加产量和降低成本来实现规模经济。发生这种情况是因为成本分散在大量商品上。
And last but not the least, it makes it easier to manage the costs or成本 of doing a business. When you're doing joint venture, you're saving money. Okay. So this is what happens for the ease of market entry. Now for the shared risk. We all know that doing business is a risk. 风险, okay? So you can do, you will help each other make new products, 新产品, and enter new markets. Like for example, the case last night, if LVMH and Bulgaria, so they have not penetrated. Yeah, so they will help LVMH Bulgaria to penetrate Asia because they're weak. They are strong in Europe, but not in Asia. So now they're trying to make it a good market. Of course, this is a high risk, high reward scenario. Okay, so So both companies, 比如说公司 A 还有公司 B, they're sharing the risk. That's why it's called share risk. Next. For example, 这是 Boeing 的公司 Boeing, okay, Boeing, and then you have Mitsubishi. Or okay, Mitsubishi, and last but not the least, Kawasaki. So these three combine for the design of aircraft. Okay. Okay, and it became the Boeing 787, with the design output being 80% for Boeing and 20% for the two companies, which is Mitsubishi and Kawasaki. And because of that, these airplanes made it to the design of the aircraft allowed it to become available to Japanese airline carriers such as Japan Airlines and ANA Airways.
飞机的设计使其能够提供给日本航空公司，如日本航空公司和航空公司。
Okay, and ANA Airways. Okay. So that is an example of the shared risk. They were successful. So, now, shared knowledge and expertise. So you can have shared knowledge, whether it's products or service, resources, government regulations. Probably one company might be an expert in products and the other is expert in services.
一家公司可能是产品专家，另一家公司是服务专家。
For the second scenario, which is resources, okay, for the resources, one company might have the resources on a specific country and the other will have the management duties.
One company might have the
一家公司可能拥有特定国家的资源，另一家公司将承担管理职责。
Okay. So for example, then 公司 B probably have the funding. It's possible. Or this one, government regulations. For example, McDonald's. 麦当劳. One of the companies doing the alliance knows the Chinese government, 政府, 中国的政府. But the other one has the branding of McDonald's or 麦当劳, so to speak. And 最后, someone knows the different environments for each situation or country, 国家. So it gives the companies the synergy and competitive advantage, particularly on these three scenarios: the market entry, risk sharing, and learning potential. Now, so what is the scope? Of strategic alliances. We have two types. We have first the comprehensive alliances. When you talk about comprehensive alliances, it arises when the participating firms agree to perform together. 一起表演. Multiple stages of the process by which goods or services are brought to the market, whether it's by R&D, design, production, marketing, 影响, and last but not the least, distribution. So because of the broad scope of such an alliance,
范围广,
okay, 范围很广, okay, the parents must establish procedures for meshing such functional areas as finance, 金融, 生产, and 影响, for the alliance to succeed. You need to know the procedures. So integrating the different operating procedures of the parents. 因为公司 A 和公司 B, the procedures are not the same. So integrating the different operating procedures of the parents over a broad range of functional activities is difficult. Okay, in the absence of a formal organizational structure. As a result, most comprehensive alliances are organized as joint ventures. As an independent entity, the joint venture can adopt operating procedures that suit its specific needs, rather than attempting to accommodate the often incompatible procedures of the parents. So they will be using a different procedure. Okay, so they are going to use a different procedure for this another type of strategic alliance. So for comprehensive alliances, what it does is that it meshes the firm's relative strengths. Focus on the strengths. 优势, and then maximize the operating procedures.
最大化操作程序.
Okay, and last is to avoid greater synergy between the companies. This is the purpose of a comprehensive alliance. Now, for the functional alliances, usually this is for department. The companies in a strategic alliance can choose which department or functional alliance should they utilize.
战略联盟中的公司可以选择他们应该使用哪个部门或职能联盟。
Okay, so for example, this is the scope of strategic alliance. So we have here company 1, company 2. So they can combine, let's say, their production department or their marketing department or finance department, and then the R&D department. It can be both. So let's say this one and this one, R&D. They combine it. So R&D, alpha and beta. You don't need to use company B. So let's say company A will only have this two, R&D and finance, and research and development.
研究及发展。
And then company 2 will be providing the production and marketing. It's possible. And the total of which is the comprehensive alliance. So in this case, for the comprehensive alliance, it is R&D, finance, marketing, production. Okay. So it's a combination of the functional in order to form this one, which is the comprehensive alliance. Now for the production alliances, as you can see, we have here, it's either to manufacture products or to provide services. For the marketing alliance, you have it's either you have the market services and the market expertise, or market research as well. So what is the role of financial alliances? Why is a financial alliance beneficial to the strategic alliance?
为什么金融联盟有利于战略联盟？
Okay, because it first reduces the financial risk, and both companies or the parties, they contribute the resources necessary for the strategic alliance. And last but not the least, one, or all of them, one or more, can provide each of their expertise to the strategic alliance. Again, for R&D collaboration, it's either you go for an alliance or a consortium. So what is a consortium? Consortium is also known as
一个协会通常由几家商业公司组成。
So consortium is okay, so that is a consortium. So it can be just one or more. 1 to 2 is more. They put up their own resources to make research and development. Now for the implementation of strategic alliances. First and foremost, the selection of partners. Sorry, I did not put the translation. Selection of partners.
合作伙伴的选择。
First, there must be compatibility. Good communication and trust is important.
良好的沟通和信任很重要。
Okay, so, 良好。And of course, this one is the most important. 最重要是信任。Okay, 信任。Now, the nature of products and services. Again, it will go to the compatibility. Are you selling? Is a strategic partnership selling the correct product or service?
是销售正确产品或提供正确服务的战略合作伙伴关系。
Okay. Number 3 is the safeness of the alliance. They have to protect each other. And the learning potential. Okay. This one is the most important. They must learn from each other. So these are the criteria. Okay. Okay. In selection of partners. Now, for the forms of ownership in a joint venture, it can be the corporate form, 公司表个, or another is the limited partnership. Is a public-private venture. Of course, there are opportunities and the challenges for each. For the opportunities, you always have the new market, the government support, and of course, as mentioned a while ago, the reduced competition. Right? And then for the challenges, however, is there might be the loss of investment. This one is bad. Assets are going to be seized and the operation will be closed. Now, how about the joint management? Okay, so again, this is a different scenario. Okay, it's similar to the one I gave you a while ago. This one for the assigned. And this one is delegated. So one will be assigning. One of the parties will be assigning the designation. Okay. Yeah, so delegated. So these are the three modes of joint management. Okay. Yeah, so this is the shared management. So both partners actively participate.
双方积极参与。
Okay, so this is what happens. So we form the alliance. Now for assigned arrangement, only one primary. So let's say this one is primary. So company A is the 主要, or primary. And partner 2 is the secondary. Secondary. So it might be partner 1 who assumes the responsibility for the alliance. And last but not the least, so let's say this one, partner 1, partner 2, then they might assign the 1 and 2. Sorry, the new entity. So both partners delegate management to the joint ventures executives.
双方合伙人将管理权委托给合资企业高管。
I think this is the last slide. Oh, so there's still the pitfalls. So what are the pitfalls of strategic alliances? As you can see, the common pitfalls are divided into 5. So this one is the most important, 最重要. The incompatibility of partners, 不相容合作, okay. And then the access to information. They might not have the complete information.
信息不完整或缺乏。
And then they might argue, of course, with the distribution of earnings. Okay. So number 4 is the loss of autonomy of the strategic alliance. That is a possible scenario. And number 5 is changing circumstances. Maybe the strategic alliances is no longer up to date, or there are many competitors that are capturing the market share.
也许战略联盟不再是最新的，或者有许多竞争对手正在占领市场份额。
So, end of lesson. Congratulations. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good night. Good night.
下一次在哪里睡觉的吗？来。